Hi, welcome back to my channel if you have been watching for a while, and if you haven't been watching for a while, I am Lucy, this is Wylder, and today we're going to be talking about how he is doing at 2 weeks old. Okay, fastest 2 weeks ever in the history of weeks, I swear. Like, anybody who is watching this that has had more than one child will know that it gets faster. So 2 weeks in like Dylan land seemed to last a traditional 2 weeks. With Everly, 2 weeks felt like about 10 days. With Quinn, felt like about a week. I feel like he's like just been born and he's 2 weeks old already. It's crazy to me that he's 2 weeks old already. He is still an absolute delight. So what is the same at 2 weeks? Well, he's still lovely and we still absolutely love him to pieces. His big brother and sisters are still doting on him and think that every single thing that he does is the coolest thing ever. What's different at 2 weeks? We've now been discharged from midwife care. We were discharged at 10 days postpartum. Basically, we didn't really need any help with anything. Everything's going really well. When I checked in last time, I talked about the fact that he had lost weight at 5 days. When he was weighed again at 10 days, not only has he regained his birth weight, he's done it and some. So he was born at 7.15, he went down to 7.9, and he, at 10 days, was up to 8.4. So, like I said, regained his birth weight and then some. Probably because he is feeding like a champ. I did talk again in my last video about the fact that for the first 2 days he was a really lazy, slightly reluctant feeder, and I was a little bit worried about it, but we definitely seem to have found our groove now. He is feeding during the day about every 2 hours, roughly. So sometimes if he's been awake, he might only go an hour or an hour and a half. If he's having a sleep, he might go 3, maybe even 4 hours during the day. It kind of just depends on what we're doing and how he's napping and that kind of thing. He definitely is fantastic in that he has his day and his night round the right way. So he does obviously still get up and feed in the night, but he definitely seems to go longer between his feeds at night. And at night time when we feed him, he goes straight back to sleep. Whereas in the day when he's fed, he might be awake for a little while afterwards. Awakeness is definitely a new thing this week. He's already kind of reached that point where he'll have a feed and then be awake for a little while. Not that you'd believe it looking at him right now, but it's really nice actually to see him being awake a little bit more. I think it's a lot more exciting for the children and for us too, really, because you kind of get a little bit more of a sense of him as a person and with a little bit of personality when he's awake. He's got a very alert kind of face and he kind of looks really intensely at you and like he's really trying to suss stuff out. And in the last day or so, I have noticed him starting to track me if I move. So if I'm sort of to one side of him and I've laid him on the bed and I move, he'll follow me with his eyes. I honestly can't remember what age they're supposed to do that at, but I know that's one of the milestones you're supposed to kind of look out for, is them sort of tracking things as they move around. So he's doing that, which is brilliant. He's all official now. We have been in and registered his birth. He has his birth certificate. He is officially Wylder Heath. And the main reason we did that is because we needed to get him a passport because we will be traveling soon, and we have that's all been approved. So we're hoping that that will be here very, very soon so that we are ready to go away. He is really loving his bath now. All of my children have kind of quite liked their bath right from quite early on, but I don't think any of them have liked it quite as early. This guy, honestly, you pop him in the bath, he looks like he's in a hot tub or in a spa. He looks like he's basically having the most blissed out experience ever. So he absolutely loves going in the bath. Not so keen on coming out of the bath, but they never really like that, do they? Because it's chilly. He is firmly in the 0 to 1 month, kind of up to 1 month size clothes. I've already retired the newborn stuff. He only really wore that in the first few days, and that was all kind of hand-me-downs from Dylan, who was a little dink. 0 to 3 still absolutely swamps him, so he is still on the tinier side, I would say. and still firmly in the size 1 nappies too. I feel like it'll be a while that we're practically like crossing over the Velcro tabs on the front of him at the moment because he's so skinny. So I think it's going to be a while before we're graduating to the size 2 nappies. At night time, he is proving to be a fan of swaddling. We didn't swaddle Didden because he hated having his hands kind of stuck next to him. It used to make him scream, but both the girls really liked swaddling, and we have been swaddling him at night time. He's definitely not such a fan of it during the day like the girls were. He's quite chilled during the day and quite content without it, but at night time he definitely likes it, and I definitely think that it helps him to sleep better. He is still a bit on the red side. The midwife talked about this. I don't remember if I mentioned this in my last video or not, because he was born at home accidentally. Obviously it was a very long time before his cord was clamped and cut, which I wanted delayed cord clamping anyway, so I was quite happy about that, but it meant that he got like the full blood volume from the placenta. So she did explain to me that he will be quite red and quite pink for quite a long time because he obviously has just got a lot of blood volume in him, and he's got a lot of red blood cells to kind of process. So I guess that's kind of where he is at 2 weeks old. Where am I at 2 weeks postpartum? But feeling pretty good really. Now that we've kind of got the nursing. You're pulling crazy sleep faces, mister. It's very distracting. Now that we've got nursing kind of established, things are kind of settled down with that. I feel relatively comfortable with feeding. I haven't had any sort of cracked or sore nipples this time, which has been really good. What are you doing? And I don't feel like I've got that kind of like really engorged, full uncomfortable feeling like I had in the first couple of days when like my milk first came in. So I would definitely say that I'm great in that perspective. My postpartum bleeding has all but stopped now. I'm kind of wearing a pad for like an insurance measure really, but not because I particularly need it anymore. My stomach is my stomach. It's carried 4 babies, hasn't it? So it's feeling a bit kind of flabby, but do you know what? Considering it carried 4 babies, I'm not feeling too bad about things. I had on a pre-pregnancy denim skirt the other day and felt okay in it, which I thought was a good sign. Most of the time I am rocking the summer dresses and stuff because the weather's cheered up, which is quite nice. It's obviously comfortable and loose and good for like slightly not quite feeling like my body yet. But other than that, I have been or had been still wearing some of my maternity jeans because I felt that the kind of over the bump panel kind of helped to support my tummy, but I'm now at the point where they fall down because I don't have a bump to hold them up. So I'm kind of at that weird like in-betweeny stage now where I kind of don't need the maternity clothes anymore, but not quite ready to go back into like full-time back into my normal jeans. So I'm quite glad that the weather has cheered up and that I can rock some dresses hopefully for the next few weeks, months, let's be fair, it's the summer. And then hopefully I can worry about that in the autumn. And I guess that's kind of it for 2 weeks postpartum. I will check in at 3 weeks and 4 weeks, and then I think I'll do them monthly from then on to kind of let you know how he's getting on and how things are with us at this end. I'm not even entirely sure that I will really talk about postpartum stuff really after next week, because I'm not really sure I'm going to have very much to talk about, because I kind of, on the most part, feel back to feeling like Lucy now. So yeah, I'm not really sure it's going to be a lot to talk about. If you've got any questions at all, or anything that you would like to see or that you would like me to talk about or whatever, please feel free to leave me a comment. I would absolutely love to know the kind of content that you would like to see. If there's any specific baby related content that you want to know about, or newborn related content that you'd like to see, or whatever, just let me know in the comments, and I will see you again for another video very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. You woken up just in time to do a thumbnail. Haven't been asleep through the whole video. We're gonna get back to sleep. It's a tough life, isn't it?